Hi.
Good evening, everybody. My name is David Shaw, and I'm the Senior Vice President of International Content for the UFC. First off, a big thank you to our partners in Brazil Global and the Combat Channel, to Jeunesse Arena, and all the fans here in Rio for the event. Attendance tonight was 10,696, and the fight of the night goes to Jacare and Gastelum, with performance bonuses to Lyoto Machida and Alexei Olenek. A few things to announce this evening. First of all, we'd like to announce again that we'll be coming back to Sao Paulo Saturday, September 22nd at Ibirapuera Arena for a fight night event in Sao Paulo. Secondly, very proud to announce that we will be launching a Brazil version of the Contender Series this summer in partnership with Global and Combat Channel on August 24th. The first episode will air live on Combat Channel. We will then move to Global on August 25th for a replay version, and then Sport TV on August 27th. The show itself will resemble the show that we aired last summer in the United States, with 3 episodes, 5 bouts per episode, and a representative from each show getting a contract for the UFC. We'll have both Minotauro Nogueira and Dana be involved in the show, and I'd like to announce the first 12 of 15 fights that will occur this summer on the Contender Series Brazil. In the heavyweight division, we'll have 2 fights so far. Rodrigo Ferreira and Henrique da Silva Lopez, as well Marcos Conrad Jr. and Augusto Sakai. In the light heavyweight division, Vinicius Moreira Castro versus John Allen. In the middleweight division, Leonardo Silva versus Wellington Truman. In the flyweight division, Gustavo Gabriel versus Rogerio Bontoin. And Alan Alves de Nascimento versus Valina Paiva. In the women's bantamweight division, Eduarda Neves Santana versus Luana de Cavallo Souza, and Gisele Moreira versus Diana da Silva Santos, and Mayara Bueno Silva versus Mayana Kellam Souza de Santos. In the women flyweight division, Talia Santos versus Estefani Almeida, and in the strawweight division, Marina Rodriguez versus Maria Oliveira, and Mayana Amanjanas versus Sarah Frota. If there's any questions from the crowd, I'll take them now.
I have the mic. Hi, here.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Obviously, the main event, we saw Amanda Nunes with yet another brilliant performance, and I think it's undeniable that her streak has been incredible. But I think a lot of people still wonder why she's not that big yet or that recognized yet. I guess what I wanted to hear from you is that, well, obviously she's headlining here, so it's not like the company's not giving her any attention, but I guess I wanted to hear from you just how big of a player is a person like Amanda Nunes for the Brazilian market right now, and what is being done on your end to really push that and to really promote her as a champion?
Well, I think tonight's example of her performance exemplifies, first of all, her athletic abilities. The fact that she was fighting in Rio, defending her belt for the first time in Brazil was actually pretty important. She's had a number of fights in the U.S. and abroad, and to bring her back home for home fans to be able to see her perform, I think is, first of all, a treat for the local fans, and her performance is a testament to what a quality fighter she is. As a champion, Amanda embodies all the real principles that the champions do. I mean, she obviously works hard and she's exceptionally good at what she does. She gives back to the community. She's an intelligent, articulate person, very easy to work with. And so, for us, it would be great if more champions were like her. So, she's someone that we're going to continue to build around. I think a lot of the work that's being done by our local team here, as well as the team in the U.S., will help get her, extend, what she's doing outside of, the octagon and outside of the MMA sphere, making sure she's being built up in newspapers and magazines with lifestyle stories. All those types of things I think will serve to really help build her profile. So we're very optimistic about the future with Amanda Nunes. Yes, sir.
Boa noite, David. Recentemente, agora nessa
Recently,
semana,
this week,
a equipe do UFC acabou
the
sofrendo um
UFC
assalto em
crew
frente
was
ao
robbed in
hotel
front of
onde
the
os lutadores
hotel
estavam
where
hospedados.
everyone was staying.
A maioria dos funcionários do UFC foram roubados,
The majority of
documentos,
the UFC crew
enfim.
lost their
Eu
documents
queria
and a lot
saber
of things.
se esse tipo
Does
esse
that kind
fato
of
pode
thing happening,
atrapalhar
does
nos
that
planos de curto a
hinder
médio
the
prazo do retorno do
plans
UFC à cidade do Rio de Janeiro?
for returning to Rio?
No, I mean the short answer is no. It doesn't hinder our plans. I mean, if anything, we'll just work extra hard and be extra vigilant. Sorry, in the security measures and some of the education that we disseminate down to the rest of the team. I mean, our plan in Brazil is to continue to have 3 events a year. We'll now be airing the Contender Series. I mean, the investment continues at a very high level. So no, I mean it absolutely doesn't. It was a sad story and a bit of a tragic story. I mean, no one needs to go through that type of thing. I think our whole community here rallied around the people who were affected. It was sad because, the fights, our Brazil team here works so hard to make sure that, not only are they delivering a great product for the fans here, but they put so much, pride and passion into the event. And it was a bit tragic. It was a bit sad because there was a few of our staff members who were like, Dave, I apologize for our country, but I think in the end, we were able to see that the true colors of the Brazilian people shone through. I mean, I'm not sure how many people in this room know this, but a good Samaritan in the community was able to find the passports and find the IDs, find a lot of the documents, and return them to us. So this whole story has a very happy ending to it. And something that I think reaffirms how much we're appreciative of not only the fan base here but the community in Rio and indeed in Brazil. Thank you.
Here, the
Yes,
left
sir.
side, in Português. Na última semana,
In the last
o
week,
campeão de kickboxing, Alex Poitin, publicou no seu
kickboxing
Instagram
champion
que ele havia
published in his
fechado
Instagram
contrato
that
com a organização.
he closed a
Tem
deal
alguma
with
data
the
estipulada
organization.
para ele estar estreando no evento?
Do you have a date
Ou se ele vai
for
lutar o
his
Contender
debut, or
Series,
is he
como
going to
não foi
fight the
anunciado,
Contender
uma
Series
próxima edição seria feita aqui no Brasil?
in the future edition here in Brazil?
Sorry, what do you have his name? What's the?
Alexandro Pereira, Alex Poitin.
Okay, yeah. At this point, I'm not sure.
Ele havia postado que havia fechado o contrato com a organização,
He
que ele
said
daria
that
mais
he
detalhes
closed a
na
deal with the
próxima semana.
organization.
Só
We'll
que
give more
ele
details
não
next
se
week.
manifestou, a organização não se manifestou
He didn't
em relação ao
manifest,
caso.
and the organization didn't manifest itself.
Yeah, no information on that right now. I'm unaware, but I'll check back in with Dana and Sean next week.
Sure.
Thanks. Sorry.
Aqui, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Pergunta sobre o Vitor
Question about
Belfort.
Vitor
Hoje
Belfort.
foi a última luta do
Tonight
contrato
was
dele
his last fight
no
in
UFC.
his agreement.
Eu queria saber se é do interesse da organização
Is it in the
mantê-lo
organization's
como
interest to
lutador,
keep him as a
renegociar
fighter,
um
to
contrato
renegotiate
ou
his contract,
transformá-lo,
or
assim como
to
outros lutadores,
transform him into
em
like we've
membros
seen
da
with other
organização?
fighters as members
Ou
of
se
the
a organização
organization,
já definiu que não
or has the
pretende mantê-lo,
organization
pelo
already
menos não por
decided that
enquanto,
they won't keep him,
não manter nenhum tipo de ligação
or
com
any
o
kind
Vitor?
of link with Vitor?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point it's going to be up to Vitor. I'm not sure. We were going into this fight. We were unsure what he was going to do. I mean, our digital and social media staff and our creative team had these creative assets ready to go if he indeed did retire. And we, prior to the fight, weren't sure what his decision was going to be. He obviously did retire. I guess now the next step is for him to speak to Dana and figure out what he wants to do. I think, for us, Vitor's been a legend of the sport. He's accomplished so much in not only in the UFC but in mixed martial arts all around the world, and he's obviously been a true legend that is an inspiration to a lot of aspirational MMA athletes out there. I think there's a lot of options for Vitor. If he does want to keep fighting, he and Dana can figure that out. But if this is the type of situation where he wants to get into broadcasting or he wants to follow a similar path to Minotauro, to Big Nog, there's going to be options out there for him. And, I think all the work that we've been doing with Big Nog and Dennis Martins in the community and educating some of the athletes and doing some great scouting work, there's no shortage of that work that needs to be done, and perhaps Vitor wants to follow that same path. But I guess the short answer is we're not really sure what his plans are at this point. Sorry.
David,
Yes.
sobre a Mackenzie, o UFC tem
About
algum plano
Mackenzie,
de fazer ela subir de
Does the
categoria,
UFC plan on
como
making
fez
her
com outros
move up in
lutadores que
weight
tiveram problemas para bater o
as it
peso?
happened with other fighters who miss weight?
Short answer is I'm not sure. That's something that Dana and Sean will figure out. I think a lot of that decision will rest with her and what she wants to do. Came close a few months ago in Las Vegas when she competed and obviously was overweight this week. So I think it's going to be a bit of a decision that falls in her lap, and we'll look to her for guidance. I don't think we'd push her in any one direction, but would probably work with her to make the best decision for not only her and her health, but for kind of the integrity of the sport.
Sobre o Contender Series, você
What about
disse que
Contender Series?
vai ser transmitido ao vivo no
You said it will be
combate.
broadcast on
As
Combate
lutas vão ser
live.
realmente transmitidas ao vivo
Will the
ou vão
live-
ser
will the
gravadas
fights be
previamente?
live,
Porque
or
a
will they
informação
be
que a gente tem é que elas
taped?
vão ser gravadas nos dias 8, 9,
That's the
10 e 11 de
information that
agosto.
we have, is that they're going to be taped on 9, 10, and 11 of August.
That's correct. Yeah, we'll be taping them, producing a show that again, will resemble what you witnessed last summer with the U.S. version. They will be aired. The premiere will be aired on Combat Channel on August 24th, and then we'll run a replay, a cut-down version on Globo, and then 2 days later on August 27th, we'll be on Sport TV.
Hi.
Hey.
Com a defesa do cinturão da Amanda,
Amanda's
existe uma
title
expectativa
defense.
de uma super luta contra a Chris
A lot of
Cyborg.
people
Isso
expect
de
a
fato
super
está
fight
nos
with
planos do
Cyborg.
UFC?
Is that in the
ter essa
UFC's
super luta?
plan?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those fights that seems to make a lot of sense. I haven't heard explicitly from Dana that that's a fight that will be made. I know it's an interesting fight. I know from spending a lot of time down here and working with our team and speaking to all of you that Brazilians like winners, they like champions, and so perhaps this is a good way to kind of prove who is the most dominant female mixed martial artist out there right now. As is typically the case, we don't make matches on event night, but we'll get back to work in the next couple days and figure out whether or not that's the fight that makes sense. But there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of advantages it seems to having that fight. So we'll see. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Safe travels.